Hey co-stars, welcome to the show. My name is British Ben and we have another Star Trek video for you today. But first of all, I want to say a big thank you to Rachel Carrington from the website Red Shirts Always Die for embedding my video where I analyzed the trailers of Star Trek Picard on their website. So a big thank you to her. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll put it on the end card of this video. So Star Trek Strange New Worlds is a new series slated for release in 2022. It features Anson Mount as Captain Christopher Pike commanding the USS Enterprise NCC-1701. Now, if you remember in the original Star Trek in the 1960s, in the pilot of the show, The Cage, the Enterprise was commanded by a Captain Christopher Pike before they switched to Captain Kirk for the rest of the series. The character was revived in the J.J. Abrams movies and in Star Trek Discovery, and many people feel that Anson Mount's Christopher Pike was really the best thing about Star Trek Discovery, or the only good thing about Star Trek Discovery, depending on your opinion of that show. Now guys, you know that I have been a little bit critical of Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard for their portrayal of what looks like a more dystopian view of the future rather than the sort of optimistic future that we normally see with Star Trek. Now, producer of The Orville and massive Star Trek fan Seth MacFarlane agrees with me.
There was this thing that Star Trek used to do, this space in science fiction that they used to occupy that was very hopeful, very aspirational, created a world that you want to live in.
But then something changed.
15, 20 years ago, they decided to go in a different direction, and it worked for them, but it left this space open to be occupied.
And that was a major reason for Seth MacFarlane to develop The Orville, an optimistic style sci-fi show that really had the flavor of Star Trek The Next Generation. Well, now it seems that the producers of Star Trek have finally listened to what many of the old school fans like Seth MacFarlane have been saying. Like, I'm not just saying that, they literally say they listened in their series announcement video.
You asked, we listened.
And listen to this from Anson Mount, who plays Christopher Pike.
And we're going to get to work on a classic Star Trek show that deals with optimism and the future.
So we know that the show is going to be in the style of classic Trek, an optimistic view of the future, and apparently old school fans will be very pleased with it. Here's what Mount said on Twitter recently. Last episode of season 1 starts shooting today. Old school fans are going to be very excited to see what we're trying to pull off with this one. Getting to do many things I've never attempted as an actor. So much fun. So what has he never attempted as an actor? Slow motion fighting, perhaps? But I take it to mean that they'll be trying to incorporate as many Star Trek original series Easter eggs as they can in the show, and also trying to do things that we always wanted to see in the original series but they could never pull off because of the limits of technology at the time. We also know from showrunner Avika Goldsman's interview in The Hollywood Reporter that the show will be episodic instead of serialized like Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Discovery. Now, episodic was sort of the original style of Star Trek, and he also says the show will be liberal with his storytelling, and what he means by that is that one week it may have more of a comedy flavor, and the next week perhaps it will feel more like a thriller or even a horror. Now, episodic is what a lot of the more old school fans had hoped for. Personally, I quite like the serialized storytelling of Picard and Discovery, even though I don't think those shows are as good as the older Star Trek, but I think the serialized style, it's more modern, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. However, Goldsman did say that there would be a serialized character arc across the season, even though each episode will be a self-contained story. And in terms of set design, Goldsman says they will be taking a lot of inspiration from the original series, so you will probably see the bridge moving back towards a more original series style rather than what we saw on Star Trek Discovery, and certainly there's going to be no hologram communications. Now, all this gets fans like me very excited. However, it is still a prequel, and what I really have been longing for is an actual Star Trek show continuing the timeline of what happened after Star Trek Nemesis and Star Trek Voyager. But this is a step in the right direction. If we can all watch this, give it really good ratings, perhaps it will send a strong message to CBS that the true old school fans want classic Star Trek, and hey, maybe they'll make something more in line of what I want in the future. Guys, please subscribe to our channel if you're new. Leave your comments below. What do you think about Strange New Worlds? Are you excited about it? What are your hopes for it? I'd love to find out. Also, if you want to see my breakdown of the Star Trek Picard Season 2 trailers, I'll put that on screen in just a moment. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.